Welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I talked about getting clarity and the four myths that keep women stuck. But today I want to go a little deeper into clarity itself and explain why the framework I built actually works, especially in this season of life. Now, when you think about clarity at this stage, you can't afford really to just figure it out with no plan. When we were younger, experimenting has fewer consequences. There's no dispute about that. But in your 40s and 50s and beyond, drifting gets expensive emotionally, financially, and physically. That's why clarity matters because success and happiness in life almost always revolve around key core areas. That's money, environment, emotional well being, and time. I call these bandwidth areas because every one of us only has so much energy, money, and capacity to expend at any given time. Now, let me explain to you what I actually mean by bandwidth. Think of bandwidth as what your life can realistically support right now. Let's take money for instance. What kind of life can your current income actually support? What's the number? What does that number tell you that your financial bandwidth is under pressure? What number would prompt you to either increase your income or adjust another area of your life? There isn't any right number. There's only your number. And the same is true for time, environment, and emotional well being. The framework that I developed works this way. Each of these areas affects the others, but they don't all have to be at the same level. You don't need a perfect life for this to work. You just need clarity about what level each area is supportive of your life that you could actually enjoy. When one area is out of balance, it quietly drains the others. And when you don't have clarity about where you really stand, you could repeat patterns that don't serve you, even if you're excelling in one area. Take me, for example. Now, you know that I moved to Portugal. So let me just give you a real example from my own life. Here in Portugal, here's my thinking. In many ways, it has been beautiful. I felt incredibly safe as a Black woman. My surroundings were peaceful. The pace of life was slower. The experience that I had and the level of calmness is like something I've never had before. But what I didn't fully account was financial bandwidth. I hadn't considered the currency conversion costs, the money transfer fees, the lack of remote or passive income, living on savings longer than I expected. So while my environment felt softer, my financial bandwidth was being stretched and eventually exhausted. That's how a softer life quietly turns stressful. Not because the decision was wrong, but because I lacked clarity about the full picture. And so that's exactly why I built it, my clarity assessment. Not to tell you what to do, but to help you see where your bandwidth is actually being supported and where it's being strained. Because clarity helps you make decisions before things break down. So, if you feel ready to get clear about your next chapter, you'll find the link in the description. And if you're not ready yet, that's okay too. No worries there. If you're new here, my name is Simone. I spent 28 years in corporate. I moved to Portugal. I volunteered for 2 years. I blew through my savings. And now, out of necessity, I am back to working a 9 to 5 job. So that's the situation that I'm in. I'm not sharing this from theory. I'm living it real time. And so for me, I'm still in the process of redesigning my life. And here I'm going to document that journey honestly. but I have made one intentional decision. I'm not making choices out of desperation. I'm not trying to escape my life. I'm choosing clarity first because a softer life doesn't come from running, it comes from making intentional decisions. I do want to thank you so much for watching today. Please like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on the next episode. But until then, be gentle with yourself and choose clarity first. I'll see you on the next one.